Yeah, so it was over the weekend when this happened, so we'll check it out. Look at how upset he is, man. Can you imagine? You know, flying around half the world just to go waste your time. Not only that, check this out. Who's this guy, bro? Who is this guy, bro? Jared Kushner, smiling. Anybody can just, you know, take part in these things, right? You can just send, why not send Papa John to go and negotiate this thing, bro? Who is this guy? What does he do, man? Why is he involved in these things? Why is he smiling? Everybody. Why is he smiling, bro?
And let me say a couple of notes of appreciation. First of all, to the Prime Minister of Pakistan and to...
I legitimately think that, you know, Pakistan was, you know, they were trying, they tried their hardest, man, to get this thing going. You know, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, the VP also, you know, him being a veteran and all, right, he's able to empathize more so than Trump, you know, with the soldiers and stuff like this, those that are on active duty and those that are, you know, in reserve and whatever. Anybody serving, I want to say, veterans, everybody. And I, you know, for real think that he wanted to go out there in good faith to give diplomacy a try, man. But I have a feeling that this guy, this man here, who is he, man? Who is that guy? Had something to do with it.
Field Marshal Munir, who were both incredible hosts. And whatever shortcomings in the negotiation, it wasn't because of the Pakistanis, who did an amazing job and really tried to help us and the Iranians bridge the gap and get to a deal. We have been at it now for 21 hours, and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear.
Why can't we see the talks, man? I think that'd be pretty cool, right? For us to see the negotiations, what was discussed, right? I want to, for real, I want to see them, you know, JD Vance, this a-hole over here, whoever. I want to, for real, see them ask whoever is on the other side of the table, hey, you can't have a nuclear weapon, and the other side just being like, no, I want a nuclear weapon, something. Show me something, right? Government of transparency, my ass. Show us the transcript, show us the conversation, show us the recording, right? Somebody. Because with this is all just hearsay, bro. This is all just hearsay. This, if you were to present this in a court of law, bro, this would not fly. This would fly as hearsay. It would say objection, hearsay. I want evidence. I want to see the negotiation tactics. I want to see, you know, what was discussed. You know, I want to see them say no, bro. More than anything, I want to see them say no. And I want them to give their reasons why. I want to see that. And until then, I don't trust the government, bro. I don't trust what the media's telling us. I don't trust what's happening here, right? And you should be on the same boat. You should be on the same boat right now. We are the judge, right? We're the judge, right? We're the ones that, we're the audience. We get to see this, we make a judgment. I don't buy this at all. I'm not saying that they said that they didn't say no. I'm saying that until I see it, then I'll believe it. I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, now they really tried everything that, you know, they could. JD Vance went over there, tried everything he could, right? This man here, Kushner, right? Maybe he's not an a-hole, bro. For all we know, in that video, he's like, man, please, man. For all we know, bro, maybe he was the only voice of reason in the room, right? Maybe he's the only one that's like, man, you know, Iranian leadership, please, man, like, you know, just, you don't need these nuclear weapons, right? Like, hey, man, like, let's work a deal, you know. We'll get the economy flowing, right? Going both ways, right? We'll bring infrastructure, you know, whatever you need, right? But until then, until I see it, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
What our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. Questions?
So, Nick Robertson from CNN. Precisely what have they rejected here? Can you help us understand it a little bit?
Well, I won't go into all the details because I don't want to negotiate in public after we negotiated for 21 hours in private. But the simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal of the President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations. Again, their nuclear program, such as it is, the enrichment facilities that they had before, they've been destroyed. But the simple question is, do we see a fundamental commitment of will for the Iranians not to develop a nuclear weapon, not just now, not just 2 years from now, but for the long term? We haven't seen that yet. We hope that we will. Jen.
Was there a framework on anything? And also, did the Iranian frozen assets come up, and did you reach any conclusions on those frozen assets?
We talked about all those issues, Jen, and we talked about a number of issues beyond that. And so certainly those things came up. But again, we just could not get to a...
Make this make sense now, bro. Right, no oil was passing through the stupid waterway there, right? Through the little water slide. Nothing was passing through the water slide, right? They said it was Iran's fault that was happening, right? That Iran was keeping, ships from, moving and getting oil where they needed to go. Get this, bro. Today, the U.S. is the one that is blocking oil from getting through the little water slide there. This is insanity. Make it make sense, man. What is this? What's happening? What is this crap, bro? I don't understand.
Situation where the Iranians were willing.
And don't tell me, I watched some comments. Don't tell me it's about liberating the Iranian. That's not what this is, bro. That's not what this is at all. This is about oil. This is about energy dominance, right? That's why they went after Venezuela, right? That's what they did that. They're seeing what's happening with Ukraine and Russia, right? And Russia is solidifying energy dominance via Ukraine. In the areas that they've taken over. The U.S. also wants to do the same. They're starting to panic. This is about nothing else but that.
To accept our terms. I think that we were quite flexible. We were quite accommodating. The president told us, you need to come here in good faith and make your best effort to get a deal. We did that. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make any headway. Preston.
Mr. Vice President, how often did you communicate with President Trump throughout the negotiations? There were reports.
Imagine, bro, how pathetic all of this is now. I would imagine that aliens, right, if aliens are real, right, and if people are saying that they are, right, there's going to be, like, some disclosure about that or whatever. Imagine, like, the conversations are like, so get this. There's, like, a stupid dumb marble, right, in space over there, right? And it's, like, the third or fourth planet, whatever the hell it is, because I can't even think. I'm so upset with this, right? And there's, like, people on there, right? Get this. They can't get along with each other, and they do little wars over this little paper thing that they invented. It's this little paper thing, and they gave it monetary value. It has nothing. It doesn't do anything, right? But this is what they fight over there, right? Not only that, right? They want to go after this little oil substance, this black tar substance, right? And apparently they use it for their jet propulsions and stuff, right? And they're so stupid over there, right? Get this. They go to war and annihilate each other over trivial matters. Get this. This is insanity, bro. This is insanity. What is this? What is this? What is happening here?
That there were multiple rounds where there were breaks in between negotiations. How often did you communicate with the president throughout those rounds, and what was he saying as you were going through these negotiations?
Like, did my income tax. I wish I hadn't done it now, bro.
That you said fell short.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to the president consistently. I don't know how many times.
Did you know that when I did my income tax, I was to pay? How much did they make me pay? $357 is what I owed, right? $357. So much for the era of winning, eh?
We talked to him a half dozen times, a dozen times over the past 21 hours. We obviously also talked to Admiral Cooper, to Pete, to Marco, to the entire national security team. We talked to Scott Bessent a number of times. So look, we were constantly in communication with the team because we were negotiating in good faith. And we leave here with a very simple proposal, a method of understanding that is our final and best offer. We'll see if the Iranians accept it. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, where does this leave
Did you going back to Prime Minister Netanyahu at all today? What about the Strait of Hormuz? Did they give you any indication of the Supreme Leader's health?
So you just walked out, lady. Why are you still asking questions? Are you not seeing? Is he? You think he's gonna turn back and he's visibly upset, man? And so should everybody be upset. I don't know what happened here, right? Again, for all we know, bro. For all we know, it was, legitimate. It was, hey, man, let's reason this out, right? Let's discuss, right? That's, what do you need ice cream, right? Whatever the hell they need over there, bro. For all we know, right? But until I see the transcripts, or until I see, or hear, recordings, or something about it, for all we know, they were negotiating with an empty chair, man. For all we know, right? For all we know, this is a green screen, right? This is like some Hollywood production. They set up this scene here. For all we know, all of this is fake, and the media is in on it, right? Behind the camera, because we don't get to see. There's like, the director and producer, right, yelling cut and good job everybody, right, and clapping. For all we know, we just because it's coming out here, you can't believe it, right? Question everything, man. Question everything. Let's see what the comments say here. Gee, why am I not surprised? The art of the deal, no deal. Bad news for the working class Americans. You mean the rich and politicians are just living? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people making money with the stock market, with this market manipulation stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people making a lot of money. They don't want to deal with a group of liars and grifters. World peace is not a real estate deal. I never expected Iran to agree to anything. That wasn't gonna happen. Waiting for Lego news. Interesting that suddenly you only see JD talking to press. He was really quiet when all of this, started. He really wasn't saying anything about it on social media, I want to say. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you think in the comments. Let me know where you think this is gonna go, right? Let me know what you think is going to happen. I'd be interested to get your thoughts there. But you guys know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, repost, all of that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next one, man. Peace.